Hi, this is Craig Stocks. I'm here talking about the PyMagic Studio, and let's talk a little bit about stretching because it's a topic that gets a lot of discussion. Everybody has their favorite method, and that's fine. You should use whatever works best for you, and I'm not going to try to tell you that there is one best method or that you should use the same method that I use. I mean, your scope is different, your system is different, your vision is different. You should use what works for you. But I think people get sometimes a little bit overly enthusiastic about having a precise stretch. And if you're using a non-destructive workflow, such as you would use with PyMagic and Astro, I think you'll find that the real fine details of a stretch, I don't mean the fine details in an image, but I mean the way you do the stretch, what tool you use, and how finicky you are over the stretch, really doesn't matter that much. So as an experiment, I took the same data and I processed it three different ways. So I did the initial, all of the initial processing just on one file. So I did the gradient correction, blur exterminator, spectrophotometric color calibration, second blur exterminator, up to the stretch, and then for stretching I made two more copies of that image, and I used just the plain screen transfer function copied to the histogram transformation tool, is kind of the default stretching method in PixInsight. For the second one I used the new multi-scale adaptive stretch, I'm not sure if that's exactly the right term, but it's MAS. And then third, I used Verilux because that's kind of a new method that's either a favorite for people to use or a favorite for people to put down. So I did all three, just using the default settings in each tool. And for me, the reason I like to use default settings or some predetermined settings, they don't have to be the default, is because I do use it in an automated workflow. Because I fine-tune the image in Photoshop, it's not important to fine-tune the stretch, so I just want a stretch that gives me good data that I can use in Photoshop, so I don't have clipped highlights, I don't have clipped shadows, all the data's there, all the tones are there, and then I can move those tones around in Photoshop to make the image look like whatever I want it to look like. So, to me it's much more direct to make the highlights brighter, for instance, and see the result instantly in combination with all of the other layers and edits, as opposed to trying to guess how bright the highlights should be at this step so that 5 steps later, after I've combined things, it comes out looking the way I want it to look. So as an experiment then, I processed those three stretches through the final noise exterminator and star exterminator. That gave me 6 files then, stars and starless, and I loaded all of those into Photoshop, just like you would with Astro. And if you look at the left-hand column, you can see that there's obvious differences. The MAS stretch gave us the kind of the overall darkest. Verilux was much flatter. Highlights were less bright. The shadows are less dark. And then the STF nuclear stretch was kind of in between the two. And if you zoom in, you'll see that there are differences in the way the stars look. They look bigger in the STF. They look smaller in the MAS, and even smaller yet in Verilux. So you might say, well, that means one is better than the other. But the real proof of the matter is, what does it look like after you process it, and does it give you data that you can then process into a good finished image? And by just doing a few basic edits, and really just using levels for brightness and contrast, you can see that after processing, those differences in the stars, differences in the background, differences in color and contrast, pretty much disappear, and they all look the same. And I could adjust any one of them to look significantly different. I could make the stars that started out being the largest in the STF. If I just go to my nuclear stretch and to the stars layer group. And if I just brighten those stars, I can make those stars bigger, and I can go to the MAS and I can make those stars dramatically smaller. So it's really not important what the stretch looks like, it's important what you can make of it. And having tools like Astro Magic and Photoshop give you the flexibility then to take that output from PixInsight and mold it into the finished image that you want, that represents your vision. I hope you found this useful. I hope it gives you a better understanding of how the stretches are used and what's important. And let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.